Today's topic is about student visa extension, their requirements, and the procedures. So let's start the topic without wasting the time. So first thing is why we need the extension for? Because today in this month, like June, July, most of the students' visa are going to expire. And students who need to get the extension of the visa, they need to keep in mind some sort of the requirements for the student visa, so that they can get the surety that they will get the visa if they put the visa in. So we need to keep in mind some requirements, and we need to follow some procedures. And there are situations that you need to apply for the student visa extension if you have been enrolled in the course and your course has not been completed, or you are going to change your course. Then you need to get the student visa extension. You need to put the extension in order to get the visa. So, or if, say for example, your research thesis has been marked, is for the marking and has not been submitted, or maybe it's not finalized yet, in that situation as well, you can go for the student visa extension as well. Or maybe your course is not finished yet and you need to get the extension of the student visa. So we need to keep in mind, like, student visa extension is very important, and we need to make sure, or you guys need to make sure that after putting the student visa, you should get the visa in order to launch the 485 visa at the later stage after finishing your course. Because some of the students, they are failed in the subjects, like 2 or 3 subjects, and they just need the extension for 3 or 4 months only. And in this situation, you need to put an extension for that 4 or 5 months only. For that thing, there you need to keep in mind certain requirements. That firstly, you need to lodge the visa application as soon as possible. So don't wait for the last minute. We have seen people or the applicants, they come to us and they said their visa is going to expire maybe tomorrow, maybe within a week or so. So guys, don't leave this one for the last minute. So, and do it as soon as possible. Lodge your visa application as soon as possible, or you can contact the migration agent so that they can prepare your application. It's no doubt we can prepare the application at the last minute as well, but it will give you stress and give us stress as well. We need to make sure that we leave all the jobs which is on the table, and we need to make sure that your visa has been lodged in appropriate time. So let me discuss what's the requirements for that. So firstly, we need to make sure that you need to have valid COE. So for the extension as well. So say, for example, if person's or applicant's visa is going to expire within next 3 months and he doesn't have valid COE, he cannot be able to lodge the visa application within time. So make sure you get the extended COE from the college or the university in order to lodge the student visa extension. Secondly, this overseas health insurance. You need to extend the health insurance as well. So make sure you add some months into that. Say, for example, your visa is going to expire in the month of July. So I recommend 3 months plus, October. So by the end of October, you can get this health insurance extended in order. Otherwise, immigration department will ask for it, and it will delay your process. The most important thing for the extension of student visa is GTE criteria. So you need to make sure you write on the strong GTE in order to get the visa extension, or if you are changing the course. So changing the GTE is very important while you are going for the extension of the student visa, because everything is based on the GTE. That's called genuine temporary entrant criteria. So every student visa applicant, they need to satisfy the GTE criteria, that they need to live in Australia on a temporary basis, and why this course has been very important to them, and why they have choose this course, and what's the relevant of the course in their future life. So this is a very important document. I know people or other applicants, they are taking it lightly, but this is very important document. You need to consider making it strong so that the visa officer, they can decide on the basis of the GTE. So we had example, very good example in this office as well. Like one of the student, he came to us, and he was changing the course from master's to bachelor's degree, master's to diploma level, but on the basis of GTE, he got the extension. So because he wrote the strong GTE and he explained very well that why this course is relevant to his studies and why he won the extension on the basis of diploma level studies. So ultimately he got the visa on the basis of the GTE. So GTE can make miracles. So I can tell you, I can assure you, if you have written down a good GTE and good reasons in that, so it's very easy you to get the visa extension in time. So for the GTE, so you need to keep in mind certain things, that you need to explain the course relevancy with your course, with your whole studies and past studies and the future studies as well. This is a bridge between your current studies and the past studies and your future. So you need to explain it properly. So I got a question from Fahid Malik. It says, can you please explain IT, PR procedure and current invitation waiting period? So Fahid, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, that this is just a video for the student visa extension, but you can call us anytime. We can explain you what's the invitation waiting period for the current in the current situation. I got a question, where can I find an example of a GTE? So GTEs, there is no example. So there is on the immigration website, if you can check, there are examples. It's not example, they have written some sort of questions that you need to keep in mind while writing a GTE. So basically, GTE is based on why you want to study in Australia, what's the relevancy of course in your future prospects, what's why you want to do these studies, and why, if you are changing the studies, why you are changing these studies. So this is a GT criteria. So please contact us or visit the department's website in order to get more specific guidelines for the GT, genuine temporary entrance. Gary Singh says, counting on 80 points. Gary, this session is all about student visa extension. So you can contact us. We can be able to update what's the accountings, what's the feature of accounting on 80 or 85 points or 75 points. So guys, if you have any questions, just let me know about this student visa extension, because this is the time that most of students student visa is going to expire, and if they need any professional advice, they can contact our offices in Sydney or anywhere in the Australia or overseas, so that they can have right advice in regard to the student visa extension. And because student visa extension is very important, if a person's student visa extension is refused by the department, then it will take 1 whole year to process the review application, and in this situation, he might be able to lose his 485 rights as well. No doubt he can do on certain grounds, but it will delay the process, and you will be under lots of stress in this scenario. Harry Kaur, hello sir, I'm a BSc nurse, completed degree in 2013 and having teaching experience of 5 years. Health and Harry, this is This is a session regarding student visa extension. If you have any student visa extension related questions, you can write down or you can ask me. I'm here to give you an answer regarding to that. Ajay Mehra, if someone has done 12th in commerce, can he get admission and visa in trade course? I can give the answer. Yes, you can, but depends upon the your past experience, if there is any gap or something like that, or if you and depends like if he's offshore or onshore. Yeah, in regard to the financial support, Ruvani, that's a very good question. Do you have show financial support and medical tests for the extension of the student visa? Yes, financial support. Let me explain you about the financial support and in regard to the funds as well. That's a basic requirement as well in regard to the student visa extension. So if you are taking the new course or you are changing the course, then you need to, you're required to show the funds to the it depends upon your level of the education institution and the country profile as well. So basically what we do, we usually show the funds in order to eradicate any ifs and buts. So say for example, a person has finished his 50% of his course and the rest of the 50% is pending. In that situation, we don't need to actually show the funds, and the person can get the visa extension without the declaration of the funds. And in regard to the medicals, yes, we can utilize your last 1 year of if you have done your medicals in past 1 year. So we can utilize that. They can reuse it. If it is not in last 1 year, then we need to redo it again. Salva Priyan. So the question: do they check the attendance for the visa grant? Yes, that's the basic question as well. So they do check whether you have complied with the student visa conditions at the in the last visa. If you don't, then there's going to be problem. Otherwise, there's no problem at all. Sometime they can issue a NOICC, that's a notice of intention to cancel your visa if you have not complied with your visa conditions in your last visa. So guys, we need to make sure that you complied with all the conditions in regard to the student visa in order to get the visa extension or further visa grants. So Harpreet Kaur, I have completed my project management. What should I do for PR? So this is basically a very different question. So you need to contact us by way of, you can call us, you can email us. We can be able to reply you personally in regard to that, or book an appointment to see us. Ajay Mehra, there's a question with 1.5 years gap between studies. Look, it's gap. You need to make sure that you have asked the right question. If you are onshore or offshore, I don't know. So please be specific with your questions so that I can be able to reply with your queries. Generally, I can tell you about gaps. Like immigration department is not very strict on the gaps. It depends upon your GTE. If the GTE is properly explained the gap, then there is no problem in regard to the gaps. So you can say that you was preparing for some competitive examinations, or you are busy with some doing some research or something like that, or you was working somewhere else. You need to mention everything in the GTE in order to get the student visa. So guys, if you have any questions regarding student visa extensions, visit our office in Australia or overseas, and with proper advice and proper guidance, lodge your visa application in time so that you can be able to get the visa. Thank you guys.